British Ministry of Supply, London, to the People's Commissariat for Defense, Moscow. Convoy proceeding from British and North American ports to Russian destination with cargo of 2,000 trucks, 300...
The Murmansk route, today the principal Allied supply line to Russia's fighting fronts, is perhaps the most hazardous on all the 7 seas.
Intelligence Moscow, Military Intelligence Moscow to QXR London, to QXR London.
Ottawa reports that $2 million has been contributed to Russian war relief by the people of Canada.
Senator Diaz Mercedes reports that new deliveries of Canadian and U.S. tanks and pursuit planes went into action.
To cut off these vital reinforcements, no part of Nazi Europe's embattled coastline is more powerfully manned than that of Norway.
U-Boot-Station Trondheim. Luftwaffe U-Boot-Station Trondheim.
The German battle fleet, clinging to the protection of Norway's hidden fjords, puts to sea only under a formidable umbrella of bombers and interceptors, only under the escort of big flotillas of destroyers and U-boats. The Allied convoys, thus constantly menaced by enemy attack, are exposed in winter to the dangers of polar drift ice, in summer to discovery from the air throughout the 24 hours of the Arctic day. The merchantmen steam on round North Cape to Murmansk. Aboard them are many seamen who look to the day when the flag, now flying from their mastheads, will float again over a free Norway. Today, the headquarters of Norway's fight for freedom is in London. There, her armed forces keep alive the traditions of their homeland. Her children learn the customs which the Nazis have tried to stamp out. Her Navy and Merchant Marine, strengthened daily by the flow of new recruits escaping from Norway, holds its rank in the forefront of the United Nations. Linking these activities of Norwegians throughout the world is the staunch figure of their king, Håkon VII, presiding over a government elected before the Nazis struck by the free people of Norway. 35 years ago, King Håkon came to rule over a Norway once more independent after long union with Sweden. This nation of the North could claim many bonds of kinship with Canada. Its people, living among bold and rugged mountain ranges, had, like the Canadians, turned winter to their advantage and pioneered the use of skis. Far north of the Arctic Circle, in the region of the Midnight Sun, they built flourishing cities like Bodo and Hammerfest. On the high upland plateaus, as well as in the mountain valleys, they tilled their scant soil until agriculture became the most important of Norwegian industries. But the bulk of Norway's people lived in her coastal cities, seaports which opened to them a world horizon. Lumber, fisheries, and above all, shipping carried the name of Norway across the seas and brought a prosperity which was shared through growing measures of social security and stabilized employment. But as the youth of Norway strove to build their rising nation on strong foundations of peace, they were perhaps too little conscious of the tides of nationalism which beat upon their shores, were too content, like other democratic nations, to enjoy the blessings of free government without reckoning its costs. As they went about their business during March 1940, they did not heed the insignificant Norwegian politician who was closeted with Nazi leaders in Berlin. They scarcely even knew his name. But on April 9th, Vidkun Quisling gave the world a new name for traitor. On that fateful morning, a single German plane roared northward towards Oslo, forerunner of squadrons of troop transports, whose plan was to paralyze the capital city and demand a halt to all Norwegian resistance. Under the first shock of treachery from those who had professed close friendship, the Norwegians were stunned into acceptance. But as they withdrew into the uplands before overwhelming Nazi forces, the people discovered a common fighting strength. They contested every foot of ground in fierce forest battles. They swept down from the mountains to slash at German communications. Today, after 3 years of occupation, Norway still speaks with a free voice. Her people still refuse to bow to Nazi command, even at peril of their lives. From many a secret radio transmitter go out reports of Nazi defense activities, reports which in England are pieced together into a concerted plan of attack. And as the British attackers sweep in along the fjords, they are keeping faith with the brave people of Norway and renewing once again their promise of deliverance. And the Norwegians reply, willingly we will undergo any hardships brought to us by Allied invasion of our country. Throughout the length of Norway, every strategic bridge and power line is marked by the Norwegians for destruction, and every German on sentry duty goes in fear of his life. In the smoldering hatred of Norway, the Nazis foresee the doom of their European fortress. To training stations set in the broad Canadian landscape, there come in the comradeship of arms the soldiers and the airmen of a free Norway. They have braved incredible dangers. They have crossed the rough North Sea in fragile fishing smacks. They have journeyed to Canada, to Russia, and around the world. And Canadians paying tribute to these tall, bronze men of Norway, now training in their midst, find expression of their faith in the words of President Roosevelt. If there is anyone who still wonders why this war is being fought, let him look to Norway. And if there is anyone who doubts the democratic will to win, again I say, let him look to Norway. He will find in fighting Norway, at once conquered and unconquerable, an answer to his questioning. So these two rising nations of the North, young in sovereignty, young in spirit, find in their common purpose of today the pledge of lasting friendship for tomorrow and for all time.